What's up, my friends? Mr. Gallows, of course. Welcome back to another vlog. I know it's been quite a while, but I've been very busy. I actually started a Dark Crystal channel for Age of Resistance, and it's been very successful. Today, I wanted to just briefly come on and talk about a subject that's been on my mind for a while, and that I wanted to give a little bit more explanation to, because you know, you guys know that I talk a lot about this channel about I talk about identity politics and social justice warriors, and how I think that, you know, they're just such a part of, a detrimental part of society. And what I wanted to do is give you guys an example, because I've heard, I've had a lot of people ask me from time to time, well, you know, you talk about social justice warriors all the time, but what's an example of a social justice warrior? What is that? What's a good comparison or an example we can make? And I was just watching The Office the other day, and I was watching the episode of The Office called Diversity Day. It's in the first season. A lot of you guys probably know the episode very well. Michael Scott in the episode of Diversity Day, that is a social justice warrior, right? Everybody has the different races on their heads, right? And Michael is going around trying to instigate fights between people. Now, I'm not saying that SJWs try to instigate fights between people. I mean, sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying that even if there isn't a problem, they will expect a problem to be there. Or because they expect people to react a certain way. You know, it's you're a white male, and there's a woman right here. Well, don't you feel a little bit misogynistic toward that woman right there because you're a white male? Or, this is a black person in front of you. Don't you know that black people are an oppressed, group of members of society? You know, what do you feel about that? Don't you feel bad about that? You know, what you should be feeling a certain way about this. And if you don't feel that way, then you be damned. You know, that's the attitude of a social justice warrior, and that's what I don't like, because, and strangely enough, they'll claim that part of their agenda is everybody coming together as one. Well, that's completely ridiculous. How can everybody come together as one if if you guys are so obsessed with race and gender? We'll never be able to come together as one. So that's a perfect example. Is Michael Scott in the episode of Diversity Day. That's why identity politics and being a social justice warrior is so detrimental to society, because people, it's fascinating to me. It's so simple. Why can't everybody just do their own thing and leave everybody else the hell alone? That is the solution to so many problems in society. Is why can't people just be themselves and move forward with their lives? I'm friends with, black people and Hispanic people, gay people, transgender people, whatever you want. There's this person, there's that person, they're of a different religion or a different race, gender, creed, whatever. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's again, to draw on Michael Scott in The Office, the example there at Diversity Day, going around, trying to instigate fights, come on guys, you can do better than that, right? It's you can do better than that, this is, the Holocaust versus the slavery, right? It's come on, and what are they doing? They're just having a general conversation with themselves. They're just having, hi, how are you? I'm fine, how are you? I admire your culture's cooking. Oh, thanks, I admire your culture's success in America, right? They're having a general conversation, but Michael is trying to make them fight when they don't want to fight. Why? Because we have black friends and Hispanic friends and gay friends and whatever. We're friends with a lot of different people, but we don't spend our time focusing on that aspect of them. I appreciate people for who they are, for the human beings that they are. That is how society will move forward. When you stop paying attention to all this petty stuff, the reason we fight about petty stuff all the time is because we're paying attention to petty stuff all the time. Because the news and the media is drilling these agendas into us. Even when shows aren't pushing agendas, the agendas will be attached to them. You know what I'm saying? If you have strong female leads in movies and TV shows, if they can't just be strong females and appreciated as strong females, there has to be an agenda attached to it, right? That's why all this social justice stuff is so horrible for society, because it's focusing on all these stupid, petty differences. Focus, when we should be taking the focus off of all these petty differences and just being human beings and appreciating who we are and what we do as humans. And being ourselves, living our own lives, leaving other people alone, and just moving forward as a society, wanting to be as one to help the country and progress the country forward. Pretty simple, right? It's society paying attention to these petty differences that makes it so complicated when it's really so simple. And again, I'm not saying don't be proud of who you are. There's nothing wrong with being proud of who you are, right? But just be yourself. Be you. It's okay to be it's okay to be proud, but don't push it on other people. Don't push an agenda. An agenda is an ego. That's what an agenda is. All right? It's time for us to put away the ego. Put away the agendas. No agendas. None. No white agenda, no feminist agenda, no minority agenda, nothing. No agendas at all, just human beings existing and progressing the country forward. It's very, very simple, right? So that's what I just wanted to clear up today, guys. I just wanted to give you guys, an example of what I think what it means to be like a social justice warrior, why I don't like stuff like identity politics, and why I think it's so detrimental to society. There's a couple of points for you guys to think about. You know what I'm saying? Again, these are points that people don't really see because they're so caught up in watching their news programs and they're so brainwashed by all this media pushing the agendas down their throat that they don't see the more simple side of things. That not paying attention to the petty parts of life. How long is it going to take for us to not be fighting and quarreling over our petty differences? I mean, we've been talking about this stuff for so long. When are people going to wake up and just realize that, it's so much better to just focus on you, you know what I'm saying, and live your own life and be friends with lots of different people and experience lots of different things, live a good life, you know what I'm saying, but don't have an ego, don't have an agenda, just, exist. So that's all I wanted to say for today, guys. As always, leave all your thoughts and opinions down below in the great white void, and I'll see you guys back here for the next vlog very soon. Later.